for the University of Washington Mill Guards Women's Initiative. And this is my mentee, Ashley Sharma, getting her master's degree in business analytics and fraud detection. Hi, I'm Jan Brazel, withfully retired, and happy to introduce our guest, Sean Ahrens, who is with Physicians for Social Responsibility.
Andrew Sislak, nonprofit executive with Scouting America, and today I have my daughter, Barry, and student extraordinaire. We're happy to have her. And Randy, do we have anybody in YouTube put anything in?
We just got YouTube fired up, and no one's there yet.
No one's there yet. So if you join us later, welcome to meeting visiting Rotarians and guests digitally. Now, we'd like to recognize some Rotarian. Please stand to be recognized if you hear your name called. 51 years. Jeff Gellert, 25 years. Bill Dubendaler, 6 years. Jennifer Rutterman, 6 years. And Zach Entwistle, 5 years. And now, Amanda Burrows. Would you come to the podium? Surprise! It's time to discuss club membership.
Okay, I have a slideshow that while they're working on getting that up, it's time to do a raffle drawing for our next Visa gift card. And this is, if you're a Rotarian that you thought of people in the community that might be, so we brought them to a meeting, maybe they became to continue thinking of good Rotarians to add to our club. And Alex Tretton is our winner. Is Alex here? Okay. Here you are. So now I want to bring to your attention my specific demographic and why we might be good Rotarians for our club. There we go. Okay. Number 1, Rotary meetings are a chance to swap the yoga pants for something resembling real clothes, and they don't have to be fancy. Business casual is our vibe. Next slide. It's like a play date, but for you. You can make new friends without getting bar chips in your shoes. Guess what? If you're a mom of young kids, you also have to be a role model. So show your kids that you can be more than just a mom. You can be a leader, a philanthropist, a world changer, a worker, a mom, a fitness boss, a healthy eater, so on and so forth. Next slide. All right. You get to hear people recognize you. Wow, 2 toddlers at home. You're busy. How do you do it? And then resist the urge to say, I'm drowning. Please somebody help me. Next slide. Get credit for once. Volunteering through Rotary gets you a well done or a thank you. Words that are never uttered after wrestling your toddler into the bath. Number 6. Join a community of moms who understand that 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep is a luxury and who know exactly what it's like to work full-time while juggling PTA, gymnastics class, and an empty fridge. Next slide. You've got a lot going on, but Rotary lets you step away from the chaos and reconnect with your bigger goals. Helping others is the kind of inspiration you can take with you back to your crazy life. Next slide. It's flexibly scheduled now. You're not required to come every single meeting. Life with kids doesn't run on a perfect schedule. Rotary understands that and offers flexibility with meeting times and involvement. There's no guilt if you have to miss a meeting or leave early. You're not expected to be there every time. You can still make an impact when you can. Next slide. You're already a time management ninja. You know how to make 24 hours feel like 48. And Rotary needs someone who knows how to do that. You're a multitasking queen. Next slide. You couldn't get your kid to stop screaming on the airplane for the entire 6-hour flight. But your presence can make a difference in the world without having to bribe anyone with cookies. True story, I could not get my 3-year-old son on the airplane because it was not his favorite color. So, hang in there, moms. And if you're a mom of young children, you might be a good Rotarian. I've heard a lot of you say, oh, I took a break when I was raising my young kids from Rotary, or, I joined after my kids were grown. But I'm here to tell you that mothers of young kids can still be great Rotarians. Thank you.
That's it. I'll fix it, Teresa, don't worry. I think we should officially nominate Amanda to be the Chief PowerPoint Officer for all slideshows from here on out. That is totally stripped out.
Just take it off.
We're fine, it's good, it's good. I will not break anything else today, I promise. Thank you again, Amanda, for being up here. Now, I would like to welcome up one of the favorite times of the year. It is our community service grants. And Rick Triggs is going to head on up here and recognize these fine organizations out there in our community who are here today.
I have Terry Scott with me, one of my grant committee members. And this, for a CFO, is unusual to be happy about giving out money. But 2 times a year, it's a bank partner, yeah. Too. So we received 13 grants in round 1. Now, we usually receive 20 grants in a year. We just met this morning for round 2. We received 27 grants in round 2. That brings us to 40 grants for the year to decision. Double what we have been getting in years past, which is a great thing because now people know about Rotary Tacoma 8. They're coming to us and wanting funding. And now we need to raise more money so we can fund all these great programs. So we have 5 great organizations today with us that we're providing funding. We did things a little bit different this year for round 1, not knowing how many grants we might get for round 2. So we only funded those that received 95% on the rubric for funding right now. The rest went on a wait list to wait for round 2 and see where they fall with the rest of the grants that we receive. So next round, when we get to grant, there might be a long line of people to receive grants. So with that said, I would like Andrea Blue to come up with making for the mental health access for program. They scored 100%. And are receiving a check for $7,500 today. The Multicultural Center strengthens and expands their Eclipse program, which serves children in the ETAP program who have experienced neglect, trauma, or abuse. By partnering with mental health professionals, they will provide trauma-informed therapy and counseling, ensuring that these children receive evidence-based support tailored to their unique challenges.
And that's multi-carrier.
One of the things regarding the service that I'm sorry, I'm announcing the wrong one.
Confused.
I'm sorry, Andrea.
That's my different program.
So, Making a Difference Foundation, which she is part of, Eloise Cooking Baby Care Bank received $8,000 and scored 99%. Eloise Cooking Pot provides free, healthy food to the area's most vulnerable residents facing food insecurities and poverty. The food bank served 70,000 people every month with 1.5 million pounds of food. In 2023, the Eloise Cooking Pot served almost 20,000 children under age 2. Operating since 2009, the food bank offers both free in-person shopping and food bank delivery. They will be funding to support their baby care bank for the food bank to purchase diapers, baby wipes, and baby food, including formula and jar baby food. Thank you for your work. Now I would like Sarah Irish, Rajesh Wortham, and Peter Cameron come up from Multicultural Child and Family Hope Center, who I started to talk about at the beginning. They received 100%. They're getting $7,500. And it's to strengthen their program through the ESEP program for the experienced neglect, trauma, or abuse. By partnering with mental health professionals, they will provide trauma-informed therapy and counseling, ensuring that these children receive evidence-based support tailored to the unique challenges. One of the things that was shared in their application is, again, this is kids experiencing trauma. One of their employees was killed leaving the site, and those kids didn't have a teacher the next day. And because of the money and the funds that we raised and helped, it provided the trauma care for these kids as they experienced the loss of their teacher. So again, real life experiences that our dollars that we earn and that we grant out go to directly serve. So thank you. Next, Lindquist Dental, Carolyn Wyrick. The right one. This is uncompensated care fund. So they scored 99% and are receiving $8,000. Dedicated to providing accessible, compassionate, and effective dental care to Puget Sound children in need, ages 0 through 20. No child is turned away due to inability to pay. Lindquist ensures dental care for children of all ages, regardless of socioeconomic status, reducing barriers to receiving dental care, increasing utilization of dental care services, including follow-up for controlled conditions, and to be leading local provider for affordable care. One thing I didn't realize is the #1 reason for excused absences from school for low-income children is dental care, or the lack of dental care. So thank you for the work that you do. Is Adam Sullivan here with schooling? I'm going to read off schooling. Schooling Foundation Hygiene Haven Program scored 100%. $8,000 is their award, and their business does school bus conversions. What they've done is part of what they do is convert school buses for showers for the homeless. And along with those showers, They also have worked with a number of hair salons to provide haircuts. Because one of the biggest barriers for homeless to gain employment or housing is the lack of hygiene products and showers. So they are converting school buses to provide the showers. They're providing 48 showers a day at this point in time. So, and last, Nourish, Pierce County, Kelsey Wyora. This is for bulk food procurement. They scored 96% and received $8,000. Nourish is the largest network of food banks in Pierce County. They operate 21 locations with 6 brick and mortar and 15 mobile sites with 9 of the locations in Tacoma. Each location allows their clients to self-select healthy foods that suit the needs of the individual and the family. 2023, 31% of their guests were children and 19% were seniors. Of the as of July 2024, Nourish has seen a 20.2% increase in children under 18. With their clients, with 20% increase in unduplicated guests and 18.5% increase in visits compared to 2023. Nourish has strong relationships in the community, along with Emergency Food Network, Food Lifeline. In 2023, Nourish served 59,663 unduplicated guests. This year, in 2024, metrics suggest the figure will be 63,704 in climbing. So, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the money that you raised at the auction and continuing to support the grants committee. And also want to thank all the grants committee members out there that go out and we interview each application in pairs and spend quite a bit of time going through and making sure our money goes to those who really have programs to support our criteria that we do. So thank you to all the committee members. Thank you.
Any committee members, raise your hand real quick. Any other committee? There we go. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rick and Terry, for being up here and presenting those today. Congratulations to all the organizations that received funding today. We know you're going to do great work in our community. Now, today's a special day. We don't have just one meeting sponsor, we have 2. We're going to start off with Rusty Hersey. His time for the sponsorship is Sharon Dick. The podium is yours.
Well, I want to thank the grants committee for that nice segue. Want to give yourself another hand for all the money we just gave away. Now I'm going to ask you to put some more money back into the pot. So we are just moving quite right along. We have about $81,500 in our sponsorships. So we are really close to our goal, but of course we would always like to exceed our goal. So if you're still considering being a sponsor, the sooner you get it in, then you get to benefit from the advertising that comes from that as well. So if you are unsure, you want to make a commitment today, I have sponsorship forms with me, and I'd be glad to sit down with you and hand it off to you if you'd like that. Regarding procurement, though, auction's not an auction if we don't have things to auction. So I want you all to think about all the fun that you've had, auctions and things that you have bought or you missed out on. you can think about making that kind of a donation to this year's auction. One year we bought a puppy. One year we bought an organ because somebody had never bid on the organ, and I thought, oh, I'll just bid on it because I want to just get it started. Well, nobody else bid on it, so we had an organ. Immediately donated because we didn't want an organ. But the point of it is that auctions can be an awful lot of fun, but they're fun if we have things to bid on. So think real deeply about what you want to do. And I just want to give everybody maybe about 30 seconds or so to sit at your table and think about, talk to your people at your table about what you plan on giving. And then I'll make sure that somebody at your table has made a note about those conversations, and so we can get some commitments. And again, I have procurement forms if you are unsure about that. But so we can just take a minute and just talk about the kinds of things that you might.
Hey Sharon, what's the date of the auction again? Just curious.
April 26th, Saturday, April 26th. And so it really isn't that far away.
Thank you.
But if everything came in on April 23rd and we had to get it cataloged and up online and for the live versus the online auction, we need to get things going now. So if you just take a minute and just talk about the kinds of things that you might want to donate. We already have some donations for Alderbrook and the Burke Museum, some sports tickets. Okay, I'm going to call the classroom back to order. Hopefully you shared some good ideas, and there are I would love for this conversation to go on for a long time, but we do have a meeting and we have some other things to do. But we do have procurement forms in your folders on your table, so if you just really want to make that commitment right now, that'd be great. And I can come around and bring some more to you as well. The forms are online as well. We do have, dinner certificates. We've got some wonderful donations, like from Anthony's and some from Alderbrook. We've got some sports tickets. We've got TV. We've got a Great Wolf Lodge, so if you want to take some kids to go on the water park. So just think outside the box a little bit. My husband Mary and I are donating a paella dinner at our beach house. It's not our beach house anymore; it's our home. And so we took a paella class in Barcelona, and so we're pretty good at it now. So anyway, get excited about giving something to the auction so that we can raise so much money so we can do more good, because I think the demand for in our community is only going to increase, and we want to be there to meet the need. Thank you so much.
But wait, There's more sponsorship news for the meeting today. Charlotte Gilden and Habitat for Humanity are being our other meeting sponsor, and Sharon is sick, but Stacy O was here to speak on their behalf. Stacy, come on up.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm hearing about so many people getting the flu. Sharon is sick. So I feel really bad for her. But I'm a huge fan of Habitat for Humanity. Ed and I are. Probably everybody in this room is. A lot of you don't know this, but my degree is actually in housing and urban development. No, I never used it. A printing company for 30 years, but I love the fact that Habitat not only provides affordable housing for people, but also literacy training, all kinds of maintenance training, enabling people to rise up. And so I love that. So their 2025 Changing Lives Luncheon is March 4th. And I signed up to be a table captain. I said, I can get a bunch of Rotarians to join me. I've got more than one table now. So there is room. And I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to come sit with a bunch of Rotarians March 4th at the Bicentennial Pavilion from noon to 1 and learn what's new for Habitat, because they've got some new exciting stuff coming, and how we can be a part of that. So grab me after the meeting or email me, text me, and let me know you want a seat at one of the Rotary tables. Thanks.
Thank you. Well, we're jumping ahead real quick, but that's going to spoil my little announcement.
Oh.
So, I am honored to announce the appointment of 2 officers to the executive board. Big surprise, Marsha Burns. It's 2025, 2020. Don't Marsha stand up and give her a wave. And our club president for 2027-2028 is Georgia. Ballots for the 2025-2028 club directors were mailed out this morning. Please fill them out and return them no later than March 3rd to the office, or bring them to a meeting and drop in the ballot box. There will be 8 candidates on the slate for 4 positions, and those ballots are once again in your mailbox. Get them back in to help keep the leadership of the club moving along. Now, I would invite Diane Tilstra up to introduce our program for today.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. I'm Diane Tilstra, co-lead for our program. It's my pleasure to introduce Leslie Dalzell for this Chief Executive Officer of the Humane Shelter. That's Tacoma, Pierce County Humane Shelter. And I'm waiting for a slide. Almost there.
Almost
One more. Oh, never mind, go back, just go back. I had a slide up there because I'm a foster parent for the Humane Shelter, and I had a cute puppy, and the dog that I'm now the foster failure owner of, whose name is Sammy. But because I want to give her time to address this presentation, I'm going to turn it over to her. So please give her a warm welcome.
Thank
So
you.
cute.
Is this, am I allowed to take this out? Okay. On that slide, if you want to stick to that slide, you can see my big boy.
That slide we were just at? Okay.
Has a little bit about me. I'm gonna give a little bit more background, a little bit more detail about my history. That's Arthur Fonzarelli. We call him Fonzie. In this picture right here. He's a big boy. He comes with me to work almost every day. He's home today because I'm here with you guys, probably pouting and not eating his carrots. So I just want to talk a little bit about my background. I still am a CPA from Michigan. So got my CPA license, got my MBA, worked for some Fortune 500 companies, and got a little wanderlust and went to Hawaii. So I moved to Hawaii for 9 years, and while I was there, was the CEO over Hickam Air Force Base Housing. I had 6 generals So if any of you are military, you understand having, it's a showcase base. I was there during Obama's presidency, and so that's where he would fly in, right across the parking lot from my office. And so having a showcase base like that means you really have to have an importance on care and personal care, housing care. And so I did that for 9 years and realized like I need to get back to the mainland. I'm tired of driving in a circle around Oahu. Just simply what happened. So the main things that I learned there that really helped bolster my career with the Humane Society, one is the ability to know how to swear. Because anybody that works for the military, and I had a lot of Navy captains that lived with me as well, or lived in my housing areas. There are 2,500 homes in my development. And then the main thing is learning how to care for people and really listening and understanding how personal somebody's housing is. And that's where we get to the animals. Okay, so you can move on. I have a couple questions on my slides. It's coming. One more slide. Thank you. What does the Humane Society for Tacoma and Pierce County mean to you? And go ahead and shout it out if you have a one-word answer. What is it? What do we mean to you?
Rescue my cat.
Rescue pets, your cat? Adoptions, yeah. Anything else?
Animal care.
Animal care.
Emotional support.
Lost dog.
Emotional support is great. Lost dogs, yeah. Life?
Keeping them alive.
Keeping them alive.
The no-kill shelter.
Yes, no-kill shelter. We're going to talk about that terminology. I'm asking this at the beginning of the presentation. I'm going to ask it at the end, and I want to see if there's any difference in what you think about our shelter. Okay, next slide, please. So we were formed in 1888. We are, I believe, the third oldest shelter in the United States. Yeah. We are also the largest in Washington State by a long shot as far as intake. We take in around 10,000 animals a year. The next closest is Southwest Washington. They take in about 6,500. Seattle Humane, as a comparison, takes in about 3,500 to 4,000. So comparisons, comparison, we are definitely more than double what most of the shelters are. We were founded in 1888. There was a logger in Tacoma who had dragged a bear to the center of town on a leash and started abusing the bear. And there were a lot of concerned citizens about the treatment of the bear. That's how the Humane Society formed, is these concerned citizens that went in to rescue this bear. You cannot make this stuff up. This isn't a joke, that truly is in our history. But it's been a lot of things over the years. So from 1888, we used to run animal control. We used to be a domestic violence shelter. There were a lot of things that our organization has done over the years. And I want to talk about what we are now. We created a new mission. I took over as CEO in October of 2022. By 2023, we rewrote the mission. And so the mission is partnering with our community. We provide life-saving work for pets in need and support to the people who love them. There's two things that we're missing out of our old mission: the community and the people who love them. We didn't reference the people. And we have a philosophy where we are really more focused on both ends of the leash. That is a big phrase that you'll hear in our shelter a lot, is our new philosophy and focus is both ends of the leash are important equally. Okay, so next slide. So where do the animals come from? We have 6 municipality contracts. It's Furcrest, Tacoma, Lakewood, Pierce County, Steilacoom, and DuPont. We have lost or stray animals, so the public brings us lost or stray animals. And then we have owner surrenders. Those are folks that are kind of at the end of the ropes with their animal. They no longer can care for it. Could be that somebody passed away and the animal needs to go somewhere. That is still considered an owner surrender. So we're the percentage of what we get animals is the strays is about 58% of the intake of animals into our shelter. So if you think about that, that's almost 5,800 stray animals in a year that come in just from Tacoma and Pierce County. The owner surrender is about 16%, so it's smaller. And then the rest of the makeup, about 26%, is from animal control. Those can be confiscates. They can be owners that have an aggressive animal that they can't bring in on their own, so animal control has to bring them in for the owner's safekeeping. Confiscates is a big one. We've had quite a few already this year. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so this is the composition. We get about 4,900 dogs, 5,200 cats. Critters, we have 400. Critters, we call them SMAMEX. If you're in the shelter biz, that's small animals and exotics. We currently have 2 ducklings. If anybody is interested in nursing 2 ducklings, we have 2 in the shelter right now. We have a homing pigeon also. If anybody knows what to do with a racing or homing pigeons. Those would be what we consider critters. The majority of them are bunnies. And critters are difficult because you have to usually have specialty in knowing how to treat critters. We got 250 bunnies in February of 2024 from one site. That was a Pierce County confiscate. And so we never know day to day what's going to be coming through the doors. I've seen a 6-foot crocodile in the parking lot. We're there for everything. Typically, it's companion animals. The crocodile was on its way to a sanctuary. It was not staying overnight with us. But the importance of this page, we talk about 10,000 animals. It's a lot of animals. And how many of you have seen us in the news in the last 2-3 months? Yeah. So capacity, being overcrowded, is huge. And so here's just some of the articles that have been written about us in the last few months about the capacity. We've turned to waiving adoption fees. So it's the same adoption process. You have to go through a counseling session with our team. You still have to pay licensing fees. You still have to have a leash and a collar and those things to get the animal out of there. But we've turned to waiving adoption fees just because it is more cost effective to get that animal out and into a home than it is to keep that animal in the shelter and continue to feed it and care for it. So those are some of the things, and I would say we are an incredibly successful shelter for the size that we are, about 3,400 square feet in our shelter. To have 10,000 animals go through there, we are incredibly efficient. And the reason we are is this community. When we put out articles like this, we get a line of 200-300 people the next morning. This community shows up when we ask. And it is heartwarming because that's significantly different than what you see around the rest of the country. We keep hearing about the no-kill shelters or the kill shelters in Southern California or in the South. The reason is they don't have Pierce County. They don't have our residents because our residents keep showing up every single time we ask. The no-kill terminology, by the way, we don't typically use that anymore, specifically because we're an open shelter. We don't choose the animals that come in. Municipalities just bring us whatever they need to bring us. That's considered an open shelter. And a good example, 90% is kind of the standard, industry standard we want to get to is 90% safe rate. We try not to talk about the no-kill shelter because there are times, Thurston County, as an example, just took in 500 chickens from a cockfighting ring. And they have no other pathway. So those animals will all be euthanized likely in the next couple weeks. So we don't like to talk about no-kill because it's not achieving that 90%. Sometimes it's not something that we did. It is just it's the community, or it's something that came in that's out of our control. Okay, next slide, please. We'll stop talking about euthanasia. Oh, I did want to, I was at the Rotary a couple weeks ago when we had the Elson S. Floyd College of Medicine, And they were talking a lot about the shortage of doctors. You guys remember that from a couple weeks ago? So same thing is happening in the vet medicine world. So we are in a shortage and it's planned to go until the year 2035. Currently, for every 12 and a half job openings, there's one vet to apply for them. So it makes it incredibly difficult when you have a shelter. We need specialized medicine. It's not like family medicine. Most of it is spay and neuter surgeries, turning it out, but it can also be amputations. It can be all kinds of, running the gamut of all kinds of medical needs for these animals. Like I said, you don't know what you're gonna get. And we don't turn anything away. So we have a rise in intake. The need has increased year on year significantly. I think we're about 6% up from last year in intake, and we don't see that stopping. Yet we have a shortage of vets. The one that's pictured on screen, she moved out to Tennessee a few months ago. So I'm one veterinarian down at the moment. Next. Okay, so how do we do it? We are a pet resource center, so we're not just a shelter. The way we can do this is we gain the trust of the community to help support them so that we can keep the animal in the home. That's the most critical thing, is don't let them come to the shelter in the first place. If there's anything we can do to stop them from coming into the shelter, we'll do that. If it means we need to repair their fence or get them a tether or give them litter and food, we're 100% going to do that, because it is better for the animal psychologically to do that than for that animal to come in and be with me. Next slide. So here's some programs that we have. We have pet food pantry. We have over 100,000 pounds of food that we give out to City of Tacoma every year, or Pierce County. That has multiplied year on year for the last 3 years. So it has doubled. We were at 55,000 pounds last year. Other things on that slide. Spay and neuter wellness vouchers. This is a big way that we can control the overpopulation and our capacity issues. And so we have a voucher program with Northwest Spay Neuter, some of the other vets in town, where we will pay for the spay and neuters for low-income residents. Vaccine and wellness clinic is every single month. This is a big support to pet owners who financially can't get to a vet. I don't know how many of you have tried to get into a vet. It's a little difficult these days because of the shortage. Education and policy change. We have an education coordinator who goes around to a lot of the schools and teaches the children about how to care for animals. The policy change is a big one. Last year we passed, we were helping to lead with Deputy Mayor Hines a bill to ban the declawing of cats in Tacoma, and we were successful. That policy change is going statewide this year. So there's some big, we're a big organization with a lot of power, specifically around animal welfare topics, and those are the really exciting, fun things to get involved in. Okay, so I want to throw out, like, what's the most common pet name?
Max.
Max, Luna, Lucy, Spot, Charlie, Bella. We get a lot of Bellas. We have 2 Scoobies at the shelter right now. They both came in with the name Scooby. I think one's a male, one's a female, which is also odd. Let's go to the next slide. So the most popular name to us is Spot. This is a new venture. In March 10th, this will be shipping out to us. It's a mobile unit for spay and neuters. So we are going mobile in Pierce County. There's a couple other, Posados is a really good one that does some mobile work. And Posados comes to Tacoma. We are gonna likely partner with Posados and do some big caravans to get out into the areas like Roy, Bonnie Lake, some places where there's not a lot of veterinary care happening, or even vet clinics. What's exciting about our big, huge van that's coming out, so it is affectionately named Spot. It's spay and neuter preventative care outreach and transport. We can use it for adoptions. We can use it for our vaccine and wellness clinics out in the countryside somewhere. We can do it for transport. So last week we took 10 dogs down to Oregon. If any of you watch the Asher House on TikTok, yeah, you'll see that we transported 10 dogs, 7 of them wolf dogs, down to Oregon last week. And so something like this is going to be incredibly helpful to get them all down there in one piece. This also helps us to expand our vet care. So we can park this in our parking lot. Now I have 2 surgery suites. I have the one on the inside and I have Spot. So I can double down on how many of these animals we can get through spay and neuter. That could be a big bottleneck to getting them into adoptions. It's a requirement to have in Tacoma, Pierce County. It's a requirement to have your pet spay and neutered before adoption. Next slide. Okay. Some other really cool things that we do that are volunteer, mostly volunteer based. Dogs Playing for Life. This is a program we started in 2023 where we take a bunch of dogs, we do some personality testing with them, and if their personalities get along and they have the right play style, we take them all out into the play yard and we let them just have at it. And so it's like a big daycare. It has been life-saving. I have seen dogs that are completely broken down, tail tucked, won't look you in the eye, hiding in the corner of their kennel. We get them in this program and in 30 seconds with other dogs, they come back to life. They become dogs again, they figure it out. The other dogs train them. The other dogs put them in their corner if they need it, because we get some rambunctious ones. So it's been a life-saving program. It's a national program that we brought the trainers into us. We invited rescues from around the state. We invited animal control so everybody could see and learn from this technique. Hop time, we take bunnies and hop, put them out and hop with them. We have purr time, we talk to the animals, all kinds of stuff. Barkley is one of the older residents we had. Barkley got adopted 2 weeks ago, I believe. When Barkley walked out the door with his adopters, you could hear cheers around the shelter. Yeah. It was amazing. I think there's videos to play for this. We don't need to, but that is Dogs Playing for Life on the end. You'll see these 2 dogs playing. Sometimes if the personalities match, they'll put like up to 10 in the player. There's Barkley. Don't cry. I cry when I look at this video every time.
Sammy saw his first deer today.
Oh yeah.
Those are big dogs.
Yes, this is what Fonzie does. He sees deer, he wants to go run and play. They do not want him to. Our volunteers get very close to the dogs, and so it is always bittersweet when the adoption happens, or if hopefully they can get returned to an owner. Those are big deals. Such a sweet dog. And so you can see all the staff starting to gather around to say their goodbyes. Okay. No more crying. about the videos. You don't have to play the other videos. They'll just make us cry more. You can go on to the next slide. Okay. So now we're at the end of the presentation, and I'm curious to know now, what do you think of the Humane Society? What words come to mind?
Joy.
Joy.
Critters.
Critters.
Vaccine workshops.
Yes, vaccine workshops.
Safe place.
Safe place.
Both sides of the leash.
Both sides of the leash. I love that. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, so we're so much more than the pound, or what we used to be called. We don't like to use that term anymore. So we are a shelter. We do care and love for these animals. That's it. Anything else? A couple things, if you're ever interested in being a part of the life-saving work that we do, you can always foster. There's adoptions, donation, of course, spreading the word, engage with us, do some of the animal welfare advocacy work. join one of our committees on our board, we're happy to talk to you about any of the opportunities with us. The more people, the better. Thank you.
Quick question. Rusty, Andrew.
I know that you're busting out the walls there. Are you still looking for a larger, another location to build?
Oh boy, I knew this question was coming. Yes. So in March, our board of directors and a board consultant are going to be going through a strategic session. It is one of the 6 objectives of my 3-year strategic plan right now. We did not make the headway that we wanted to in achieving a new shelter. The goal was to try and get land purchased by the end of 2025. That didn't happen. I had a big changeover in my board members, and we have not gotten our new shelter committee formed. But that is the output for March. That is the expectation. So yes, we will be getting a new shelter. We need, and we've done a needs assessment with an architect. We need about 65,000 square feet to 80,000 square feet, 5 to 10 acres of land. In order to get that, we're probably going to have to move to Parkland or Midland area, likely, unless there's something in Tacoma or if the city's willing to provide us land. And the initial estimates are somewhere around $80 million. Yep.
Andrew.
Mine was just a thank you. We took my daughter's Cub Scout pack to the Humane Society about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Your community outreach educator was awesome.
Maggie.
The kids had a fantastic time. They all wanted to bring home 2 or 3 pets. So keep doing it. It's working. She was asking it about volunteering, so thank you.
Say it's kitten season around the corner. So come spring is when the cats start to procreate. So kittens start popping out somewhere around April and May. So, and it runs until August. So feel free to come and get as many kittens as everybody wants. I should have made little kitten coupons. We'll be
foster, right? You can bottle feed kittens.
You can, yeah, neonates. You can bottle feed them if you want to stay up every 2 hours. It's fantastic. It's awesome time.
Is there a age limit on volunteering?
I believe we take at 16 for volunteers, and then if you are in a position where you're going to drive a vehicle and stuff, the age gets older for our insurance purposes. But 16.
Okay.
We're also looking at expanding some of our programs. So Reading for Rabbits is a new program that we just opened up, and that's great for elementary kids.
I just want to make a quick push for fostering. Those puppies are absolutely delicious. And they provide you all that you need to take care of them. And you probably only have them for about 10 days if you're lucky, because then they go get their spay and neuter, and then they're thrown in the puppy pile and adopted. So it's only 10 days. You can do it. They're just adorable.
We're always looking.
Hug you.
Yeah, we're always looking for dog fosters specifically because not everybody can handle dogs in their homes. And usually they really are taking a quick time to just get in and out. Our length of stay is around 10 days. So that includes the 3 days mandatory stray hold. So the city and the county requires us to hold stray animals for 3 days. By the time they get through that and get on to their next home or final home, it's usually about 10 days of time in the shelter. So it's quick.
Big round of applause. Here's a book to go out into. It's a great book. So if you put something inspirational in front of that, we'll get it out in the local library. All right, thank you. Now we have a few announcements, and then we will get you on your way. Number 1, each year our club recognizes a non-Rotarian who is providing exemplary service in our community. This is our Community Service Award, and they'll be honored at the meeting on Thursday, March 27th. Remember that nomination forms are due next Thursday, February 27th. Those are in your yellow folders or on the website. We also have next week, February 27th, we will celebrate our club's 115th anniversary. We'll look back at our history of our club and enjoy some delicious cake. Rogers will also hear from the Development Officer of the Tacoma Rescue Mission as part of the program, so you can register online now for that program. We also have something tonight. A Thirsty Thursday is upon us. And tonight it's going to be in the Spar at 5 p.m. So if you feel like you're having a drink after work, we hope to see you there. Also going to throw out one other thing real quick is the district conference is fast upon us. It's May 30th and 31st. And we are looking for some hosts to maybe host some Rotarians in their home for a dinner or a nice excursion or something like that. So be thinking about that. You might say, yeah, I want to invite a Rotarian over for dinner since they're new to town. I'll show them some Pierce County hospitality. That'd be great. For more information, talk to Kathy, and she'll get you set up with that. Thank you for everybody today. Leslie, thank you so much for the program. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Sharon and Rusty for sponsoring the meeting today. Randy for our tech support. Corey for being our greeting Rotarian and managing the roving mics. Whitney for reciting the four-way test. Dean for doing the land acknowledgement. And Sherry for being our story writer today. That's it. Go enjoy the magic of Rotary today.